in life, we can all have our moments of triumph and we all have our moments of the opposite of triumph. We all have our moments of being in ruts and, feeling like you're just being thrown in the mud, in the rain, like you're being chucked in the gutter. We all have our moments when things are just shit. But we do have our moments of greatness. And what I'm speaking about in this video is interesting. So my purpose is an incredibly physical, hard work body sport. It requires a lot of, sweat and effort, and it puts a lot of stress on your body. Recovery is incredibly important for it. And that sport is my purpose. So my mental health advice that I've always been giving is align your life to your purpose. I read this in The Way of the Superior Man, and all of it, everything he's spoken about in purpose is one of the greatest things I've ever read. And I followed it, and it's just changed my life completely. But when my purpose is something that puts a lot of stress on my body, injuries can happen. And I've been training really hard on my purpose for, I'd say, 3 to 4 years straight now, without a break. Until it appears that I've been forced to take a break. Both of my knees have been under a lot of stress. They're very uncomfortable. Every time I try and use them, they sort of start to hurt a little bit. And it's not a great feeling. So I've gone and taken an x-ray today, and I'm going to see the physiotherapist tomorrow to see how they're doing. But now here I am, forced to not fulfill my purpose. I'm not able to work on my purpose or do it. And there's times like this that you really don't know what to do with your life. Just empty. I'm not allowed to go and play the sport that I want because I can't risk my knee getting seriously injured. And it's a common injury for people in my sport. And knee injuries, world known, they are very bad. They can put you out for months, even years, some of them. And I feel like I caught this one pretty early, so I should just be out for a few weeks, which is luckily over Christmas. And yeah. So it's interesting to see how things are going to go. But what do we do when we're left without a purpose? Or when we're left unable to pursue our purpose? That is the question here. It's a really tough one that I'm still sort of trying to figure out. Yeah, so this video isn't really like any of my other videos. Most of my videos, I'm giving you quick tips that you can do to improve your mental health, but I feel that this one's going to be a bit deeper than that. I'm going to be discussing different sort of topics and more things. So it's a low dopamine one, and if you're still watching, you are definitely a different type of person. You have the attention span that is far bigger than others. You can handle watching an incredibly low dopamine video. And honestly, you have an insane future ahead of you. If you're able to watch a video like this for as long as you have, without having all of these massive effects and things like that, there's something inside of you that, has hope. You have hope. It's like I'm saying everyone else is hopeless in the world. That's not what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so if you can watch a video like this, then you definitely got some sort of, you know, there's something special about you. And these planes will they'll never stop. Like, it sucks when you live right under a flight path. Anyway, so we'll really properly start getting into the video. It's been 5 minutes now. So when we are left without a purpose, my current belief is I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. The moment I've been forced to detach from my purpose, I've immediately fallen back off of so many habits, and I've fallen into so many bad habits. Like, the amount of time I've wasted on the internet in the past few days is absurd. It's literally absurd. It's crazy. And yeah, it really highlights the importance of purpose once you're suddenly not pursuing it. Especially for me, I'm someone who has been going after my purpose for many years now, and now that it's suddenly been cut from my life for an indefinite period of time, it's just like so lost. I've noticed a difference now when it's living with purpose and living without purpose. So me right now, I don't know what to do about my situation. Maybe I'm going to try find something else, another layer of purpose that I find purposeful, and something that I can work on to keep myself focused on giving myself fulfillment. However, today for you, I'm going to unload everything I know about purpose. So it seems fair that I grabbed this book, The Way of the Superior Man. This book is kind of, I'd like to treat it like my manual for life. It's incredible. The things that David Deida says in this book is just great for men who want to be honorable masculine men. So, purpose. If you don't know your purpose, this section here is for you. To find your purpose is an interesting thing. If you want to find your purpose, you have to first know what is it that you actually enjoy, and what task is this that is actually resonated with you in your core. So it's a bit of a tricky one to sort of explain from a blank canvas, but I'll sort of start to paint a picture here. If you imagine, like, we'll say the layers of, I don't know, the layers of the earth or something. You know how you have like the inner core, outer core, mantle, crust, and I don't know, I can't think of them all off the top of my head. You have the layers, right? At the very core of everything, that is your core purpose. So if you imagine that it's like the layers of your purpose, right? I don't know where they are, what it is, but your core purpose is in the middle of it. And throughout your life, since you were bloody born, there's been layers that have been placed on top of this layer of purpose. And these are other layers of purpose. So to find your current layer of purpose, you're not going to go straight to your core purpose. You have to go through all the other layers before you can find that one. But your first layer of purpose has probably been placed on you by the school, your parents, or some guy on the internet, maybe myself, I don't know. It's been placed on by other random things like that. So what is said in this book is that a man's life is basically fulfilling his purpose, going through all of these layers until he reaches his core purpose. And once you reach your core purpose, that is when you reach true enlightenment and fulfillment and all of that sweet jazz. But you can still get lots and lots of benefits of going through your other purposes from your outer layer. So how do you know that what you're doing is your purpose? The way to find this out is through just asking yourself, how do I feel when doing this task? Is this a task that puts you in a flow state where you lose track of time? Is this a task that you love doing, or is it a task that you hate doing? How does the task make you feel? If this thing is your purpose, what you're doing, you're most likely going to love doing it. You're going to lose track of time while doing it. It's going to put you in a flow state, meaning that there are absolutely no thoughts in your mind other than thoughts of the task at hand while you're doing it. And if you find yourself spending all your time on this task and you feel fulfilled, enlightened, peaceful, and happy from it, it's most likely your purpose. So, once you've found your purpose, after that, it's basically a matter of just aligning as much of your life to it as you can. So, if it's something like a sport, you want to just align as many hours of the day as you can to training in that sport. Maybe you can go professional in that sport or whatever the hell it is. If your purpose is writing, you could probably find yourself becoming an author, or you could write in blogs and newsletters or these kinds of things. Just aligning as much of your life to your purpose as you can. Maybe turn it into a profession even. Planes. Won't be the last time in this video. And then once you're figured out your purpose and you're grinding on it, you're doing all these things and you're feeling super fulfilled and happy, eventually you're going to come to a point where your purpose sort of dies out. You're not going to feel that jolt of energy from thinking about it. You're not going to enjoy it as much. You're going to it's going to start to feel like a chore, like a job. And it's that point, once you've started to peel back that layer and reveal the next layer of your purpose. And what is said in this book is that once that layer of purpose is gone, you stop, obviously. You discard it, you try and move away from it without hurting too many people, because if you're like a CEO of like some massive business that you've built up over time, because that was your purpose, and suddenly it's like, oh, it's not my purpose, the business is closed, all of you guys are jobless now, we're gonna go away. Like, come on, don't do that. You're a dickhead. That's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to find a way to leave your purpose without affecting anyone, while trying to just make an exit that basically doesn't make that much of a difference. So what you do after that, after you've left your purpose, is then you go to this fancy thing that we have in every single building that has ever been manufactured by man. This thing right here called a wall. you go and stare at it for however long it takes. That's the best way to find your purpose, or at least that's what I've found and what many of other people have found. To find your purpose is to take a step back from all of these technology and high dopamine and all of this kind of stuff and just stare at your wall. And after you've stared at your wall for a long time, eventually you're going to start to sort of see and understand what your next layer of purpose is. It won't be a clear, absolute vision, but it'll be enough for you to start taking a few steps. And then after that, you take those damn steps. And then eventually you probably discover what it is, you align your life to it, you lose it, and then it's just a cycle of that until you reach your core purpose at the end of your life, or whenever the hell you reach it. And it is said, and it's been proven, that through that way of living, through just going all in on your purpose and all in on the one thing that makes you fulfilled, is the best way to live. It's the happiest way to live, and if you can align 100% of your life to your purpose, which is incredibly unrealistic, but if you can do that, you'll reach a level of enlightenment and happiness that other people just won't even understand. And for like the 5th time in this video, a plane has passed over yet again. Yeah. That's it for this video. I don't really know what else to say. Yeah, that's basically all the advice and sort of sharing teaching lessons that I can give in this video. Now it's just gonna turn it back into a bit of a vlog where you can listen to me yap about some random stuff. So that's basically like that. Yeah, that was essentially like a short full guide onto purpose. That's everything that there is to know about it: how to find it, what to do once you found it, and how to go about moving on to your next layer of purpose. But in my life, I'm still on this layer of purpose, and to have it suddenly ripped out of my hands is an incredibly hard thing. And if there's anyone else who can sort of relate to that, please, leave a comment down below or something like that, and just tell me how you went about it and things like that, because it's a hard thing, because I'm just completely lost now. I have this YouTube and stuff, and it's all amazing, and I love to come out here on this camera and speak to you and give you advice and share all of these lessons that I've learned. But it's, I'm not even that many videos in, probably like 100-ish videos in, and about day 24 of this Journey to Enlightenment series, and I'm already lost for ideas and everything. It's a really hard thing to, and I know I'm just probably bitching about all this stuff like a little pussy, but, it's just how life is, We all have our highs, we all have our lows. And I want to be a real person on this thing. I don't want to go here and pretend that I'm some incredibly joyful and happy little bug. Like I am, obviously. I am happy. I have been fulfilled for a very long time, and I found out exactly how to do that. And I believe that doing that is through purpose and practices like meditation and gratitude and spending time outside and social connection and exercise and reading low dopamine, going on a dopamine detox, and building yourself an aesthetic body that you can look in the mirror and just be happy. It's just to look at it and just think, wow, man, that's me that I'm staring at in this mirror. Those are the things that you can do to seriously make yourself a happy person. But it's when the purpose gets taken from you, it just throws you off so much, and when I had my purpose taken, obviously I'll get back into it sometime soon, but for now I'm sort of just trying to rehab myself and, learn more about what is going on inside my body. For how long I'm going to be out for, who knows. And it's just harder. It's just so much harder to, meditate and do the gratitude, the discipline. It really shows when it's in times like that is really when you need discipline to do things. Like motivation is good, but motivation isn't always going to be there. So when motivation isn't there, there's a lot. You gotta have the skill of discipline to do those habits. Yeah, I guess I'm just too undisciplined then, deep down. But, that's it. It's all a learning curve for all of us. Even me, I'm not a master yet. I'm still incredibly young. There's so much ahead of my life, and you've got a lot ahead of your life as well. And we all have things we're all always learning. I see myself as a learner forever, and you should too. But yeah, it's just life is full of very interesting things. So Yeah, when you get thrown off of your habits and all of these things, it puts you in such a weird mental state. You know, it's like, I'm not sad. You know, someone could ask me if I'm happy, and I'd sit there puzzled because I can't really say, like, I'm not wandering around with a smile on my face because I'm not doing the single one thing that I absolutely love to my deepest desire. Like, I love coming out to you and speaking to you in this camera. I love to read and to learn and do that kind of stuff. But your purpose, my purpose, is the core thing that brings you fulfillment. And when that gets taken away, it puts you in the state of confusion and being lost, and just, it feels like there's so much fog that is clouded over your vision and you just don't know what the hell to do. And it's times like that that I like to retreat to my journal and just write down and ponder so many things, and, you know, even like write letters to my future self documenting how I feel in this moment, so that I can come back and read it in 5 years and laugh at myself now for being such a dumbass. And I think what I'm doing is, I don't know if it's the most effective thing to do for your mental health, or what. I haven't really seen many people or heard of anyone talking about what to do when you know what your purpose is, but you actually can't follow it, and you're like literally like can't do it, like no excuse, you can't do it, otherwise you're gonna be fucked up pretty bad. Like, there's people who know what their purpose is, and they just make up some excuse that they can't do it because there's all that, like, just bullshitting, they're lying to themselves. And it's like, at that point where you gotta turn your brain off and just shut the fuck up and do it. But when it's something that's as serious as like a fucking knee injury, and you're doing a sport, it's like, well, obviously I'm not gonna go and play the sport, otherwise it's just gonna make my knee worse. Yeah, it's when you have a genuine reason, not an excuse, but a reason as to why you can't fulfill your purpose, and you know what it is. The state it puts you in is so weird. But it's funny how even without your purpose, if you just quiet everything down and just listen to the silence, you can still find inner peace. Even in the darkest of times and the saddest and most confusing moments, if you just shut up and listen to the silence, there will always be inner peace, because it never leaves us. You just have to open the door and let it in. These videos are funny, man. When you just have like massive insights when you're in the middle of talking. Life is good. So there we go. That's my last little piece of advice to you, which I just learned myself in this last minute. No matter what's going on in your life, as hectic as it is, if you just take the time to sit down and just try find the silence in the sounds of things, you'll immediately put yourself in a peaceful state. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. You know, if you actually did make it to this minute 25, minute 24, that's honestly, my soul goes out to you. Bless you. You're definitely going somewhere in life, and if you've made it this far, you can handle my voice, so I highly recommend you subscribe to this channel, because there will be more weird ass videos like this one. Yeah, that's it. And if you want, you can join the Discord server as well. I'll make sure I put it in the description for this video. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Farewell. Peace out.